Every time you log on, there is a new chorus of voices claiming Python is finished and Django is a relic. The reality is, Django isn't disappearing. It is, however, going through its most severe identity crisis since it was created, driven largely by the massive industry pivot toward AI-native tools and async microservices. This chart tracks historical search trends alongside actual framework adoption. You can see these sharp 2-year spikes in "Is Django dead?" queries, right over top of a steadily growing baseline of actual enterprise usage. The death narrative is a predictable, repeating cycle. When developers mistake these cyclical search spikes for permanent market shifts, they often pivot their learning away from established infrastructure toward experimental tools that may not even be supported in 2 years. Understanding the underlying data prevents that destruction. To see what that data looks like in the 2026 job market, we just have to look at the active listings. There are thousands of Python backend roles open right now that explicitly demand Django experience. These postings come almost exclusively from Fintech, healthcare, and large-scale enterprise SaaS. These sectors manage highly regulated data, and they do not have the margin of error to experiment with unproven technologies. While the front-end community argues over the newest iteration of a JavaScript meta framework, billions of dollars and deeply sensitive medical records are processed quietly and reliably inside stable Django environments. Enterprise companies pay for predictable, absolute reliability. Mastering the framework that delivers that reliability makes your skill set incredibly secure, regardless of what's trending on social media. There is a strange irony in how Django is perceived right now. The exact feature set critics call bloated, its batteries-included design, is actually its strongest strategic advantage in the modern generative AI stack. When you build an AI-driven product, calling an external LLM is only the first step. On day one, you also need secure authentication, a functional admin panel to manage users, and production-ready endpoints to serve the data. An LLM API layer drops onto a standard Django project, linking relational databases to the LLM via built-in middleware. Replicating this with micro-frameworks like FastAPI often breaks the architecture, struggling to bridge LLM calls with persistent data models. Combining Django's monolithic structure with modern LLM integrations solves the entire stack at once. That capability separates high-level enterprise architects from developers writing isolated scripts. To accurately assess Django's place in modern architecture, we have to move past the generic "Python is slow" argument and look at how the language runtime has actually evolved. This bar chart compares server benchmark speeds between Python 3.12 and Python 3.13. We are seeing runtime improvements driven by reduced garbage collection pauses and significantly faster interpreter startup times. When teams pair those language-level optimizations with async Django views, Celery task queues, and Redis caching, they comfortably handle massive traffic volumes entirely within Python. Raw execution speed is rarely a startup's actual bottleneck. Built-in protections against cross-site request forgery, cross-site scripting, and SQL injection come standard in Django. For a company actively burning through its runway, immediate developer velocity and out-of-the-box security hold more value than theoretical microsecond advantages in execution time. Developers complaining that Django opportunities are drying up are often losing out because their skill sets stopped evolving years ago, not because of the framework. Look at the rapid adoption of HTMX. Modern Django developers use it to build highly dynamic, responsive interfaces without the overhead of complex client-side JavaScript frameworks. They also integrate Tailwind for rapid UI design and rely on Celery to manage their asynchronous workloads off the main thread. This stack allows a single developer to manage the entire lifecycle of a complex product, from real-time UI behavior to background processing. Moving from writing features to designing full system interactions is why the industry is rebranding these roles towards systems architecture, with the compensation to match. Adopting these specific tools and combining them into a cohesive workflow dictates who commands top-tier backend salaries in 2026. Django isn't dying, it is intensely specializing. The developers who adapt to this shift will reach senior and architect levels far faster than those who constantly hop from one trendy framework to the next. To make that transition, you need a specific plan covering the Django ORM, HTMX, and Tailwind, Celery, and LLM APIs. This is the exact step-by-step learning roadmap to master the 2026 stack. Commit to this path. Let me know where you're starting from by dropping your current Python expertise level, junior, mid, or senior, in the comments below, and let's get to work.